Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV and more Goldsmith. Serenia, something awful has happened. It's Gigi. Instead of behaving better, he's acting even worse. A traveling merchant was here not a bell ago to discuss a potential contract with us. In the midst of negotiation, Gigi commented on the man's jewelry, claiming such tawdry baubles are beneath even a Lominsan whore. Unsurprisingly, the man became quite upset and stormed off. Our members understand that Gigi can be a harsh critic, but this foreign gentleman, Raroton, was visiting us for the first time. Aye, if it were a guild member, we might have overlooked the incident, but he was a potential business partner. Gods, this is a disaster for the guild. Yeah, it is. We must make it up to him. Can you help me, Serenia? Before Gigi offended him, we were discussing a bulk order of malachite earrings. By way of an apology, I'd like to gift Raroton a pair of these, the finest we can craft. If the gods are good, he will forgive us for the incident. You're one of our best, so I'd like you to craft the earrings. When they are ready, please present them to me for inspection. And malachite. Malachite earrings. 2 malachites and a silver ingot. Well, I have a lot more malachites. And a lot of trouble with getting a high quality silver ingot. Let's do our best. The excellent chance was very useful. Only need to successful finish now. Okay, there's a malachite earring. And back to Lady Serendipity. The earrings for your inspection. Such rich, vibrant greens. Even I couldn't have done a better job of cutting the stones. Despite being relatively commonplace, malachite is quite sought after, owing to its supposed power to ward off evil. Pieces bearing swirls that resemble an eye are especially popular. The superstitions notwithstanding, it does indeed have some mild thaumaturgical properties. I must say, I think you've really outdone yourself, Serenia. I pray that Raroton will feel the same. Much as I would like to apologize in person, I'm not sure he would be willing to hear me out, so I would like you to deliver the earrings. Before he left, Raroton mentioned we had other business to conduct at the Ruby Road Exchange. Chances are you'll find him there. Okay, found him. Oh god, it's not a guild goldsmith. Let me make myself clear. I just wanted to discuss a potential partnership. I do not know what I have done to offend your guild master and her assistant, but I understand I'm no longer welcome. Now please, leave me in peace. Really now, I don't want to hear it. Just leave me. By the 12th. I've never seen such fine craftsmanship. From Mistress Serendipity. I'm speechless. I never imagined the guildmaster would go so far as to personally craft... Wait, you are the one who crafted these? Not the fair guildmaster? The gods do indeed work in mysterious ways. I don't believe I have properly introduced myself. I'm Raroton, a traveling entrepreneur. I go wherever opportunity beckons, and buying for a guild and selling for 2. Long have I wanted the realm and stash of fine accessories, as well as the talented goldsmiths who craft them. And you are precisely the sort of artisan I endeavor to meet. I would be honored if you allowed me to purchase more of your fine merchandise. Permit me to sell your wares and we will both be wealthy in no time. But forgive my impertinence. You are a guild goldsmith and I must go through the proper channels. Very well, I will meet with Mistress Serendipity once more. Please give my card to your guild master and inform her that I shall contact her again to resume contract negotiations. Welcome back, Serenia. While you were gone, I performed some basic maintenance on Gigi. I'm not sure I fixed the problem, or if there was a problem to begin with, but... but what about Roroton? Did you find him? This is wonderful news, Serenia. Not only has he forgiven us, he desires a business partnership even more than before. I knew I was right to count on you. There's something about your work that moves people. Something that touches the soul. Wow. Thank you, Guildmaster. I feel honored you say so. It's a gift, and it cannot be taught much as I wish it could. No, you've always had it in you. And as you grow more skilled, you'll only become better at expressing it. I'm certain that was part of Roroton's decision. Since we know he'll request your services when he next visits, you'd best work hard until the time comes. Oh, no, that was really high praise from the Guildmaster. Anyway, next quest. Level 45. Marmots on fire. I've been waiting for you, Serenia. You remember Roroton, the merchant for whom you made those exquisite earrings? He paid a visit not long ago, hoping to find you present. In fact, he was positively heartbroken that he couldn't speak with you in person. It's hard to believe he was once so furious with us. It's as if an unfortunate incident has never happened at all. But returning to the matter at hand, Roroton has commissioned you to craft a firebrand, one of peerless quality, of course. When you've finished, I must insist that I evaluate your work. It's not that I don't trust your craftsmanship, but Roroton is an important client, to say the least. Okay, a firebrand. Earthbrand. Firebrand. Eye of Fire and Altcourt Horn. We have still some. Oh, and I made a high quality silver ingot. I made that. Yes, Guildmaster, firebrand is ready. Here you go. Alright, Gigi, I know it's your first evaluation in a long while, but I'm sure you can handle it. Gigi, firebrand, burn, burn, make it burn them. Gigi is the one true Lord of Inferno. No, Gigi, no. What did I tell you? No fires. Please forgive him, Serenia. I might have knocked something loose when performing maintenance earlier. but I'm certain it's nothing important. Really, other than the occasional outburst, he's relatively stable. Well, for Gigi anyway. Ah yes, the scepter. I must say that you've once again done a marvelous job. I'm particularly impressed how well you set the Eye of Fire in the scepter. This gemstone is the focal point of the design, both aesthetically and practically speaking. It's what allows a thaumaturge to channel the ethereal energies within. It's what transforms this piece from common instrument of death into stunning work of art. Any veteran thaumaturge would doubtless be satisfied by both the quality and efficacy of this firebrand. I just know that Rotom will be happy to receive it. I say we give him the gift that keeps on giving. I say we give him the gift of fire. Gigi, there will be absolutely no gift giving on my watch. Have I made myself clear? You can leave the rest to me, Serenia. I see that Rotom receives your firebrand, and nothing else. And we're far enough to just do the next one, right here. Good to see you again. You will be pleased to know that Gigi is completely back to normal. Why, when Rotom was here not too long ago, he only had to contend with Gigi's traditional repertoire of insults. You know what I mean, I'm sure. That Rotom was a hopeless fool, that he was completely devoid of artistic sensibilities, that he smelled of Roland berries, that sort of thing. Oh, don't get me wrong, it was still terribly distressing, but at least there was no more talk of fires. Anyway, as for why Rotom was here in the first place, he wished to commission you once more, this time for a horn staff. It goes without saying that he desired a staff of the highest quality, so please bear that in mind before you present your work to me for inspection. Good luck! Pretty similar to the last one. Very similar to the last quest. Okay, but back to Lady Serendipity. Oh, you finished the horn stuff already? That I have. Nah, Kiki. Horn stuff. So this is green horn stuff. You are improving. Perhaps Greenhorn has finally outgrown her title. I must think of a more suitable one. Something that acknowledges your recent growth but still conveys disdain for the majority of your work. High praise from Gigi. That's extremely high praise. At least, I think it is. But there's one thing that I can say with certainty. This particular commission has made it even easier than usual to evaluate your growth. After all, the firebrand you made before required you to work with many of the same materials. So this is a perfect opportunity to see how your technique has improved since then. Although both were carved from alt horn and adorned with an eye of fire, I would say this stuff is much more refined by comparison. The wolf fangs flaring from the tip are the coup de grace, not only strengthening the thaumaturgical properties of a weapon, but also improving the wielder's ability to cut an imposing figure. Why don't you deliver this commission to Roroton at the Ruby Road Exchange personally? It's been a while since you last met, so I'm sure he'd be happy to see you. Okay, let's visit Roroton. Fireworks right now. Why, if it isn't Serenia, you're a hard woman to find. As it happens, I had another commission for you. Mr. Serendipity has the details, or would you prefer that I tell you? You've already crafted the horn stuff? Beg your pardon, I had no idea. I appreciate that you came to deliver it. I was dreading the inevitable encounter with that irrepressible mammoth. Don't misunderstand, it's not that I'm offended. On the contrary, his assessment of my abilities is harsh, but fair. He reminds me that I have much and more to learn before I can call myself a connoisseur of the fine arts. And in times like these, ignorance can be a fatal failing. Especially if the rumors sweeping the markets are to be given credits. Surely you've heard them as well? This talk of a Jade Fox? Aye, the legendary thief has come to Uldar at last. A master of disguise whose identity is a complete mystery. There's but one thing of which everyone can agree, but his lust for fine jewelry is insatiable. So you must understand why a merchant like me would feel ill at ease. There's no greater enemy to an industrious businessman than a dastardly thief who would steal his wares without compunction. You and your fellow Goldsmith should take care. In fact, it would not be a surprise to me in the slightest if a Jade Fox were to turn his attention toward you. Okay. Welcome back, Serenia. I hope the staff was to Roroton's satisfaction. Congratulations on a job well done. Oh, but before you go, I've recently been informed that a dangerous thief has come to Uldar, and that we Goldsmiths might be a target of his What, you already heard about the Jade Fox? Well now, aren't we well informed? Anyway, I must urge you to be cautious when dealing with new customers. The Jade Fox may disguise himself as one in an attempt to defraud you. As for the guild, rest assured that I will personally scrutinize anyone who seeks to commission our goldsmiths, and I'm an excellent judge of character. What was that? Did I just hear a snicker? Serenia? Oh, I thought you respected your kind and lovely guildmaster. Looks a bit boring, that linen smoke. But oh well. Come lend a hand, Serenia. We have mountains of commissions to fill. It's because of the upcoming gala to celebrate the Sultana's name day. Everyone who is anyone has received an invitation, and all of them intend to be wearing the finest garments and jewelry. Some of our more popular requests have been for headwear, and that's where I'd like your help, especially. We need 3 electrum circlets of the highest quality possible. 1 set with amber, 1 set with spinel, and 1 with a zircon. You can handle that, can't you? And if you're at all curious as to why I'm giving you these particular commissions, it's from Roroton, your biggest fan. He's acting as the middleman for many of our transactions, you see. I knew he was ambitious, but I never expected him to rise to prominence so quickly. He became the talk of Uldan high society, what with his impressive knowledge of the fine arts and his talents for obtaining anything his customers desire. Of course, what most are unaware is that his talent is largely dependent on yours. In case you've yet to realize it, it is your creations that helped him to build his reputation. You haven't let him down once, Serenia, so don't make this the first time. Be the best goldsmith you can be and bring me the circlets when you're ready. Let's get to crafting. Alright, I need 3 electrum ingots, not 2. I kinda wished you could actually work at these tables in the guild or something like that. Just as animation, you know? Because that being on your knees while working looks incredibly unpleasant. Have you ever tried to stay in that position for a longer time? Yeah, these are not really a problem right now because I'm level 50 and level 50 makes it a lot easier thanks to what was it, By God's Blessing, or what was the name of that ability? Yeah, By God's Blessing. And of course the level difference makes a difference, yeah. Remember. Yeah, I know. You want to look at them, as usual. Here they are, Guildmaster. Nagiki, electrum, circlets. I will not bore you with flattery, Greenhorn. I will simply state that you did well. If you will not permit Gigi to fill your head with materia, then he will not deign to fill it with praise, faint or otherwise. That's awfully petty of you. These circlets certainly deserve more than that. Take this one with amber. Now, amber isn't a gemstone in traditional sense, since it's composed of fossilized resin and not a mineral. As a result, it requires different techniques to bring out its true potential. But you managed to do just that, creating a piece which is both pleasing to the eye and beneficial to the wearer, especially one who wishes to more effectively channel his earth magics. In contrast to the natural vibrance of amber, the circon in this circlet imparts a sense of wisdom and worldliness. Of course, it also improves one's affinity with ice aspected ether. Now that I think about it, circon is not unlike ice in that the presence of impurities can radically alter its appearance. As for the circlet set with spinel, I would say it strikes me as a symbol of confidence and power. Though perhaps I'm only saying that because I know that spinel is elementally aspected to lightning. You've brought out the best of your materials and crafted 3 different yet equally magnificent circlets. I would go so far as to say that you've attained a level of skill rivaling that of our best goldsmiths. All that's left to you is to head to Ruby Road Exchange and deliver them to Rorotan. Actually, I take that back. There's one more thing you should probably attend to. Do you remember our friend from the Sultan's Sworn, Robert? He was just here asking to speak with you. I must confess I'm somewhat jealous of his special attention. In any case, he should be returning any moment, so perhaps you will find him outside. I have no idea what's on his mind, but you might well speak with him before making your delivery to Rorotan. Nagigi, secrets and lies, secrets and lies. The man is not more than a miserable pile of secrets and lies. Please, Gigi, show some restraint. I know you dislike Rorotan, but this is too much. You must learn to treat our customers with respect. This kind of behavior is inexcusable. Don't concern yourself with him, Serenia. Pray give my regards to Rorotan and Robert. But was Gigi talking about Rorotan or Robert? I don't know. Serenia, there you are. I'm glad I finally found you. I understand you're helping Mistress Serendipity with some of the orders for the Sultan's Tana's name day celebration. I know you must be busy, so I'll get to the point. The Sultans won't have learned that the Jade Fox, a notorious thief, may be plotting to infiltrate the festivities and rob our distinguished guests. We will not allow this to happen, of course. However, the identity of a thief has yet to be determined. Therefore, we have decided to discreetly investigate several of our guests, including your patron, Roroton. He has no ties to the 77 caravans or any other major trade organization. We can find no relatives, and his activities prior to arrival in the city are unknown. You've met with his so-called merchant several times and filled numerous commissions for him, have you not? Yet I wager he has shared little, if any, personal information. Can you honestly say you know the man? I tell you this because, if he is indeed the Jade Fox, I fear you may have a part in his plans. Do not turn your back on him, Serenium. Huh. I mean, does it even make sense? I mean, he is currently very successful. Greetings, Serenia. Always a pleasure to see you. Have you brought the circlets I commissioned? They're spectacular, simply spectacular. The women who wear these works of art will be the toast of Uldar, I guarantee it. You're more quiet than usual, Serenia. Is there something troubling you? Are you the Jade Fox? Are you serious? Do you really think that I might be the Jade Fox? By the 12, I never realized you had such a delightful sense of humor. I almost thought you serious. Because I so deeply respect you as an artisan, I shall be perfectly honest. I confess that I'm not exactly the dedicated entrepreneur that I claim to be. In truth, I'm a man besotted with the trappings of the material world. I wander the realm in search of artistic masterpieces, not as a businessman, but as an altruist. Some men covet and hoard their treasures, but I would sooner share mine with my fellow man. I would go so far as to say I consider this my sacred duty. Which is why I'm absolutely thrilled to have discovered a talented goldsmith like you. As a purveyor of luxury goods, I couldn't have asked for a better supplier. Now I must insist that this conversation remains between us. In this city it's unbecoming for a merchant to have any motive other than profit, you know? Okay, no, I believe him somewhat. I believe him. And he doesn't strike me as the type to be a thief. Welcome back, Serenia. I'd asked if Roroton approved of your circlets, but I have no reason to believe he didn't. By the way, I spoke with Robert after you left. He told me of his rumor that the Jade Fox might target the Sultana's name day celebration. It's terrible that the rogue would even consider ruining a royal gala. Gods, what's in the world coming to? I hope Robert catches the thief and personally teaches him a lesson. But let's not dwell on that, shall we? A name day should be a happy occasion. I'm sure that everything will turn out for the best. Oh, Serenia, good evening. It's 5 in the morning, eh? Sorry, it's been a long... Wait, what day is it? It's been so busy on account of the Sultana's name day celebration that I haven't had time to get a good night's sleep. Or any sleep, for that matter. Don't worry about me, though. I'm fine, see? Perfectly awake, perfectly fine. But seeing you here reminds me that I have a very important commission for you. Roroton wants you to craft a ring he intends to present to the Sultana herself. This is the sort of opportunity that comes but once in a lifetime. Your jewelry might be worn by Her Royal Majesty Nananomo Ul Namo. You see, at the celebration, all the Sultana's gifts will be presented to her at once in a grand ceremony. Any guest whose gift receives special recognition is assured of great fame. Roroton is adamant that you be the one to craft his gift. He said he would only accept the work of Udal's premier goldsmith. Wow. After discussing the matter at length, he decided on a flawless black pearl ring as his present. Additionally, he would like it to be made with materia as a finishing touch. I suggest you use a piety materia. That would give the Sultana incentive to select it, though we don't want to give the impression she needs it, so perhaps you should use an average grade, say 3. Given the importance of this commission, Roraton has agreed to pick it up in person, so I will contact him when you have prepared the ring. Okay, Black Pearl. Bracelet? No. Rings? Where's the ring? There. An electrum ingot and a black pearl. Okay. Both in high quality. And finished. I said it before, but making the materials in high quality really helps in these quests where you have to have high quality, have to turn in high quality items. And the piety free material. Is the ring ready yet? Remember, it must also be melded. I contact Roraton as soon as it's done. By the 12th, this is fabulous. I let Roraton know at once. It's more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. The color, the shape, the luster. This is fit for royalty. I knew I was right to trust in you, Serenia. This ring will surely meet with her grace's approval. Stop right there, Roraton. The mama's fast ends now. What's the meaning of this? Think you're clever, do you? I've seen through your lies, and I know who you really are. The Jade Fox. The Jade Fox? Roraton, is this true? Have you been deceiving us all this time? I'm afraid so, my dear. But it's over now, and not a moment too soon. This charlatan was plotting to rob the guests at the name day celebration, and maybe even the Sultana herself. That's ridiculous! I don't have to listen to these wild accusations. Serenia, I'm afraid I must ask you to give me that ring, as it is evidence of his crimes. It will be returned to you once this trial is complete. What? That doesn't make any sense. You don't believe him, do you, Serenia? I'm innocent, I tell you. Innocent! Yeah, something here is foul. We'll see how long you can maintain the facade once you've been put in a cell. I'm taking you to Captain Genlis. No! Nah, Gigi. Secrets and lies. Secrets and lies. He takes him to death and sorrow to Pearl Lane. Yeah. Damn it, Gigi. Do you know decidedly too much? I still can't believe that Roraton is the Jade Fox. Can you, Gigi? Gigi? Where are you? A cat, Serenia. I think he might have run off on his own. I heard him muttering something about Pearl Lane. We should try searching for him there first. Nah, Gigi. Secrets and lies. Secrets and lies. Back away from Valalafell, you cow. Well, if it isn't the Mammoth, you're awfully long way from home. Gigi, what are you doing here? Why did you run away? Deceiver, trickster, this man is no Sultan Swan. What are you saying? Robert is the Jade Fox, Mr. Serendipity. Listen to your assistant. You know it to be true. Robert, tell me if it isn't so. Tell me this is all a misunderstanding. Everyone take a deep breath and calm down. There's no reason it needs to end in bloodshed. My God, it's true. You really are the Jade Fox, aren't you? You have an overdeveloped sense of justice, little one. It's going to get you into trouble someday. As for you and me, my dear Serendipity, I think we're well past the point of introductions. Believe me when I say that I'm just as disappointed as you are. I had hoped we would become more intimately acquainted before this identity outlived its usefulness. Alas, I could not bear to forsake an opportunity of this magnitude. One that Roton here was kind enough to provide. Gigi! Ah! Meddlesome contraption! You son of a... Head-butted. You know that guy wears armor, right? Ow. Must be fake armor. Gigi. Serendipity. Gigi, no. You can fix him, can't you? He saved my life. Do you need money for parts? I pay anything. You can even sell the ring I commissioned. It's not a matter of money. I think his core might be irreparably damaged. It was made over 100 years ago with techniques that have long since been lost. If it failed, then he's forever lost to us. I detest that ridiculous hairstyle. You must... Gigi! Ring? Serenia? What are you doing with that ring? Wait, what? You can't seriously be suggesting that... Kiki, Black Pearl Ring. Gah! This is by far the worst piece Greenhorn has ever crafted. Its very existence offends me. I feel violated. So violated. Kiki, you've come back to us. It's a miracle. I owe you and Gigi my life. Thank you, Serenia. Thank you. But shouldn't we return to the guild and see how Mr. Serendipity and her assistants are faring? I still can't believe what has happened. First I thought Roton was with Jade Fox, then it turned out it was Robert. Gigi must have sensed something strange about him before. I can't help to think back on all those times he ranted about secrets and lies. I assumed he was speaking of Roton, But now I realize he went Robert. Oh, if only I had listened more closely to his words. That man made a fool out of me, what with his dashing good looks, his piercing gaze, his broad shoulders. But we got him, Serenia. He'll never again terrorize the good people of Uldar. I'm sure you're worried about Gigi. Allow me to put your fears to rest. In spite of your reckless attempt to repair him, there was no permanent damage. Indeed, when he began fumbling around in his components and attempted to shove that ring inside him, I was absolutely terrified. Thankfully, through sheer strength of will, Gigi overcame his injuries. It's all thanks to your ring. In Gigi's eye, your ring was so poorly wrought that it filled him with an overwhelming disgust. You reminded him of his purpose by creating focus for his grand disdain, and in doing so, you helped him to regain his senses. Isn't that wonderful, Serenia? I assume so? Possibly? Maybe? But that's not all I wanted to tell you. When I was examining Gigi earlier, I discovered something extraordinary. You see, he's by far the oldest mermaid we have here, having been constructed by one of our former guild masters over a century ago. In fact, I'm the 19th guild master he has assisted, according to records. But what our records didn't contain was his original name, which was so faintly inscribed upon his core that it went unnoticed until now. Gigi is Menajin Serenia, the first mermaid ever built, and the mermaid was design on which all others are based. Of course, I have no intention of telling him. The knowledge would make him insufferably arrogant. Anyway, Serenia, please accept my sincerest thanks, and though Gigi would be loath to admit it, I'm sure deep down he's grateful to you as well. Oh, in the future, please don't attempt to repair a mermaid until you have at least learned the basics of their construction. Okay. That's a final quest. We'll move on to be continued in Heaven's Ward, where we already are at this point. Interesting design with headpiece. Anyway, until next time, I'm Mace and don't get lost.